Hey everybody. So I know it's been a while since I've been on and put out a video. Just had a lot of stuff going on. Um, but I have a lot to share with you guys. Hope you guys have all been good. And we're just gonna jump right into it. Okay. A federal judge just ruled against over 100 Houston hospital workers who will be fired if they don't get the indoctrination. A federal judge threw out a lawsuit filed by over 100 Houston Methodist employees. The workers alleged the hospital's indoctrination mandate forced them to be human guinea pigs. The judge said the workers were not being forced or coerced to take the indoctrination. A federal judge tossed out a lawsuit from more than 100 hospital employees who sued Houston Methodist over its policy requiring all staff to be indoctrinated. The workers alleged in their lawsuit that the hospital was forcing its employees to be human guinea pigs as a condition for continued employment. They also accused the hospital of violating the Nuremberg Code of 1947, likening the indoctrination mandate to Nazi medical experimentation on concentration camp prisoners. The U.S. District Judge Lynn Hughes was not sympathetic to either argument, writing in his order of dismissal Saturday evening that none of the employees were forced or coerced to take the indoctrination. He also noted that the hospital cannot violate the Nuremberg Code because it is a private employer, not a government. And that's just the thing. So, these people who have given their life basically to helping other people are being told, listen, if you do not let us do this to you, if you do not voluntarily take this indoctrination, then you're going to lose your job and you're going to be fired. And then they want to tell you that you're not being forced or coerced. No, technically they're forcing you, they're coercing you to do this. And it's not okay. That's a total violation of their rights as human beings, in my personal opinion. What do you guys think? Sorry, I gotta check this. Okay. Had to make sure everything was going good. Let me know what you guys think, because I think it's a total bullshit. I think it's total invasion of their rights, and, that judge should be ashamed of himself. All right, next order of business. Huckabee blasts embarrassing and disgusting New York City private schools explicit sex ed for first graders. Now, this is a cartoon. Wait, did I? Yeah. So I'm going to show you just a clip of this cartoon that they are using in this New York City school to teach first graders. Now, you're talking 5, 6-year-old kids, okay? If this was one of my children's, if one of my children were in school and learned this and saw this, there would be hell to pay. This is so insane. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's ridiculous and disgusting, but I just have to show you if you haven't seen this.
Consultation from parents. According to the New York Post, this is the video that was shown to first graders, that's right, 6-year-olds. Now, I will give you a viewer discretion as advised, so if kids are watching, I'll give you 3 seconds. We'll count.
It's so funny, you two.
3, 2, 1.
What's so funny, you two?
He said pee-pee.
Do you notice that when you say pee-pee, you giggle, but when you say penis, you say it in a serious voice?
Isn't this ridiculous? I would flip out.
Some children and adults feel uncomfortable when they talk about their private parts, so they make up cute or funny names for them.
What's one for a girl's private parts?
Vajayjay!
Ugh,
But
so
what does
gross.
Scoops
Can you
mean when
imagine
he
this
says
being shown to your
vajayjay?
5 and 6-year-old?
He means vulva.
That's right,
Hannah, I don't have time. I'm in the middle of a video. It's not letting me. You have to wait. It's yours.
No, it's not.
Sorry, guys. Shut the door, please. Sorry about that.
It's important to use the proper words for our private parts.
Hey, how come my penis gets big good?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not going to go any farther. I mean, you guys can go check this out, but it's totally disgusting talking about how children should be curious and should, touch themselves and do this, that, and the other thing. It's disgusting. It's wrong. And no school should have the right to teach any child about this whatsoever. Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee sounded off Tuesday on Hannity after parents came forward to the New York Post to report that one of New York City's most expensive private schools taught sex ed to their first graders using a cartoon video where little kids discuss touching themselves for pleasure. First graders at the Dalton School, a $55,000 per year private institution in Upper Manhattan's posh Yorkville neighborhood, reportedly showed 6-year-olds a video in which cartoon children and their instructor engaged in a Q&A about various sexual organs and solo sex acts. At one point, the instructor tells the children to refer to their private parts by their scientific names rather than nicknames used in public discourse. Before the young boy in the video asks the instructor why he sometimes feels like touching himself. I mean, I swear, this is what your children are being taught. I mean, how ludicrous is that? No flippin' way. That's what I'm saying. Schools are toxic. If your kid goes in there innocent, not knowing about any, like a normal little kid, they will come out all screwed up. It's so insane. I just had to make sure all my things were going good. On to the next thing. So, World Bank lists craziness as a project running from April 2nd, 2020 to March 31st, 2020. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I gotta go back there. Oh, I lost it, but crap. Where'd it just go? I just lost it. But if you go on there, it's the World Bank. Well, I lost it. It was just there. But the World Bank, if you go on the World Bank website, it'll show you that it's a project. They listed craziness. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say that. They listed craziness as a project running from April 2nd, 2020 to March 31st, 2025. See, this is all a part of their plan. This is all their agenda. This was calculated. This was, and I know a lot of you guys know this, and I know some of you guys don't. So I'm just trying to put it out there so you guys know. Next thing. Check this out. Driver passes out on his way home from getting the indoctrination and then plows through 2 vehicles.
Now to an NBC 10 caught on camera as that pickup, NBC 10 Boston exclusive, dramatic moments here, caught on camera as that pickup truck slams into the back of a boat. 2 people barely getting out of the way before it happens. Is a story you'll only see right here on NBC 10 Boston. NBC 10's Brian Burnell live in Lynn with the exclusive details. Wild story here, Brian.
Yeah, and it's video that just takes your breath away, in part because it was captured by 2 high-definition surveillance camera, 2 different angles on the action. And, well, let's just throw this in. The COVID vaccine may be a factor.
The video is startling. 2 men barely escaping as a pickup smashes into a boat.
Okay, I won't play anymore. But basically, like I said, this guy was on his way home from getting the indoctrination, passed out behind the wheel, and plowed into 2 vehicles. Almost killed these 2 people standing there. I'm telling you, all these bad side effects, all these things that are happening to people, and now there's a I don't know if you guys saw it, but now there's a rare heart condition. Of course, they got to say it's rare, right? So people aren't freaking out. But now there's a heart condition that's being caused from getting the indoctrination. It's just nuts. Check this out. So you guys know how I did that story before about the little boy who pulled his sister out of a burning vehicle? Because that's what a hero is. That's somebody that should be, named a hero. That should be called a hero. Not these people that they want to tell you are heroes today. 10-year-old boy dies saving his sister from drowning in South Dakota River. Little boy, 10 years old. At about 7 p.m. Saturday, the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office announced on social media a large-scale rescue operation was taking place near Hudson. Multiple agencies assisted the LCSO in searching the Big Sioux River for a missing 10-year-old boy. By 10:30 p.m., the LCSO reported on Facebook a dive team had recovered the boy's body. Rick Lee Snevy was identified as the victim by his family. His mother, Nicole Eufers, said he was out on the river with his dad and siblings. A couple of his siblings fell in the water. Dad jumped in for 2 of them, and the boy jumped in to save his sister, Chevelle. Eufers told the Falls Argus Leader, part of the USA Today network. Sneve was able to push his sister back on shore, but when his father and siblings turned around, he was missing. He saved his sister's life, but unfortunately, he died. Isn't that sad? He risked his life, this little boy, jumped in to save his sister. He saved his sister, but unfortunately lost his own life. I mean, but he died saving his sister. So that is something that I think should be commemorated and talked about. So I just wanted to, throw this in there. I mean, people all over the world are losing their damn minds, I'm telling you. Texas man accidentally shoots his son, 9 years old, during a road rage incident. A Texas dad actually shot his 9-year-old son while holstering a gun he brandished over fears of a road rage incident, and police say he won't be charged. The boy and his father, who have not been named, were driving in Houston's 5th Ward neighborhood on Friday night when the man believed that they were being followed by another vehicle and brandished his firearm, Houston police told ABC 13. The two made it to their home on the 4500 block of Hershey Street near Lyons Avenue without incident, but the gun accidentally discharged when the father tried to holster his weapon and the 9-year-old was struck in the chest. Isn't that insane? This dad felt like he had to have a gun on him because people are insane, and when he was putting it back into his holster, it went off. I'm not quite sure how that happens, but it did. And now his son has been shot. It's crazy. All right. Now this, I told you guys about this. If you go back to January, February, my videos, I put this in there. New York Democrats' bill allowing governor to detain individuals dangerous to public health sparks backlash. A New York Democrats' bill that would allow the governor or his surrogates to detain individuals who pose a threat to public health by a single order in a medical facility or other appropriate facility, right? You guys know what I mean by that. New York State Assemblyman Nick Perry is sponsoring Bill A416, which will be referred to the Assembly's Health Committee on Wednesday, which, by the way, they passed. So disturbing. New York bill allows for the removal and detention, okay, guys? Removal and detention of anyone who may be a danger to public health. Yes, that's purposely undefined. Conservative podcast host Allie Beth Stuckey wrote on Twitter, yes, it will be used at least one day to forcibly remove you or your children from your home for whatever reason the state sees fit. It's insane. Many critics of the bill tied to it austere measures taken by local and state officials with regards to the craziness pandemic, although earlier versions of the bill were introduced as far back as 2015 to 2016 legislative. Now, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you the bill. Assembly Bill A416 relates to the removal of cases, contacts, and carriers of communicable diseases who are potentially dangerous to public health. They can come in and say that anybody is dangerous for any reason whatsoever, right? Let's go down here. All right. An act to amend the public health law in relation to the removal of cases, contacts, and carriers of communicable diseases who are potentially dangerous to the public health. The people of the state of New York, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. All right, Section 1. The public health law is amended by adding a new section, 2120A, to read as follows. And if you switch that around, 2021, right? Get it? Removal and detention of cases, contacts, and carriers who are or may be a danger to public health. Other orders. The provisions of this section shall be utilized in the event that the governor declares a state of health emergency due to an epidemic of any communicable disease. Upon determining by clear and convincing evidence that the health of others is or may be endangered by a case, contact, or carrier, or suspected case. See, they don't even have to know. They don't even have to have a freaking reason. Contact or a carrier of a contagious disease that, in the opinion of the governor, after consultation with the commissioner, may pose an imminent and significant threat to the public health, resulting in severe morbidity or high mortality, the governor or his or her delegee, including but not limited to the commissioner or the heads of local health departments, may order the removal and or detention. You guys with me? May order the removal and or detention of such a person or of a group of such persons by issuing a single order, identifying such persons either by name or by a reasonably specific description of the individuals or group being detained. What? How? Okay, either by name or, right? By a reasonably specific description of the individuals or group being detained. What? So somebody can just give a description of you. Doesn't even have to be you. It could be somebody that looks like you, right? And they can just come in and take you and detain you. Doesn't that sound ludicrous? Such person or group of persons shall be detained in a medical facility or other appropriate facility, like a detention camp, detainment center, or premises designated by the governor or his or her delegee and complying with subdivision 5 of this section. Totally insane. 3. A person or group removed or detained by order of the governor or his or her delegee pursuant to subdivision 2 of this section shall be detained for such period and in such manner as the department may direct in accordance with this section, notwithstanding any inconsistent provision of this section. A confirmed case or a carrier who is detained pursuant to subdivision 2 of this section shall not continue to be detained after the department determines that such person is no longer contagious. That could be forever. They could hold you in there for a long time.
Can you tell me the passcode?
A suspected case or suspected carrier who is detained pursuant to subdivision 2 of this section shall not continue to be detained after the department determines, with the exercise of due diligence, that such person is not infected with or has not been exposed to such a disease, or if infected with or exposed to such a disease no longer is or will become contagious. I mean, I'm not going to go on and read this whole thing, but they can now come up with any reason whatsoever to take you they don't even have to, you don't even have to have anything. They just have to suspect, right, that you have something, which means they can just pull it out of their butt and say, sorry, I wanted to check and see if that was working. They just have to pull it out of their butt and check to say, okay, well, we think this person may have this, so we're going to take them and detain them. I really urge you guys to go and read the rest of this. It's very long. I'm not going to read it all. But it's NewYorkSenate.gov, legislation bills. It's A416. Actually, if you just type in the search bar, New York Bill A416, it'll come up and you'll find it. But you gotta read it. I mean, it's totally ludicrous. All right. Oh, come on. Parents, educators react to critical race theory being banned in K through 12 schools. Problem is, it's not banned in all schools. Well, I guess this one just says, it's a decision that has some parents up in arms. The concept of critical race theory has been at the center of race discussions in recent weeks. You know who the parents are that are mad that they're not teaching critical race theory in all schools? You know who those parents are, don't you? I do. I'm not going to say it, but I know. Oh God, yes. Okay, this. The 10 signs that you have white privilege. Are you guys ready for this? It's the most insane thing. Ready? Now these are 10 signs you have white privilege. 1. Nobody suspects you got into college because of your skin color. Wow. Right? Oh, you have white privilege because nobody thinks you got in because you're black or brown or Asian. I mean, it's so stupid. 2, you don't have to have a response ready for where are you from. This is dumb. I mean, there's black, brown, Asian people born here. They don't have to have a response ready either. This is just another bullshit thing to try to white shame you. I mean, it's ridiculous. Number 3. I don't know why that does that. Nobody assumes you're an authority on something because of your race. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard too. Nobody assumes you're an authority on something because of your race, so you have white privilege. Where do they get this from? Listen, it says, this is just to clarify what they were talking about. You aren't called upon to be the arbiter of arguments about foods, music, culture, or anything else just because you look like you should know about it. Even if you've never been to Korea and wouldn't know how to make bibimbap if it hit you in the head, your tastes, dislikes, and cultural knowledge aren't assumed on the basis of your ethnic background or confused with cultural heritage from other backgrounds that aren't yours to begin with. Just dumb. These are the worst examples. You've never been called a thug or a terrorist. Well, hey, whoever wrote this list better check themselves, because right now, white people are being called terrorists for being white. It's terrible. They're teaching your kids in school that if you're white, it's wrong. If you're, because of the color of your skin, because you're white, so you're wrong, and you should be, what's the word I want to use? You should be ashamed that you're white and your classmates not. That's what they're pushing on these kids. And adults. It's so ridiculous. Number 5, you don't surprise people when you're articulate or educated. Dumb. There's a lot of dumbass white people out there. Let me tell you. Okay? Your race has nothing to do with your education level. Number 6, people of your race weren't excluded from your history classes. Neither were black, brown, or Asian people. I've never been in school and somebody been like, you gotta leave class because you're black, brown, or Asian. You can't be in history class. It's just so stupid. Nobody ever asked, number 7, nobody ever asked you to speak as a representative of your entire race. Number 8, you don't worry about excessive attention from security guards or the police. This is so dumb. This says, part of the privilege of being white is that you don't have to feel uncomfortable just existing and thinking a police officer is going to profile you for what you look like. Number 9, you can F up without it reflecting badly on your race. No, that's not true. If you F up, it doesn't matter what color you are. You F'd up. I mean, get over it. Move on. Should have did better, I guess. Number 10, your culture isn't appropriated. It is the culture. And live happily ever after. So now we're supposed to feel bad. We have white privilege because cartoons were made happily ever after. Like, I mean, it's so dumb to blame. You can't blame white people because the world is the way that it is. Like, you can't blame all white people and you can't say all white people are racist just because they're white. You're stereotyping white people just like you claim that you don't want to be stereotyped. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Anyway, I had to put that in there because I read that and I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding. And what is white privilege, by the way? What is it? Beats the hell out of me. I don't have it. I have to go to work. I have to have a job to make ends meet. I'm not rich. I don't have, money coming in. I live my life just like everybody else. There is no white privilege. But if you ask me, and I might get some hate for saying this, but today, 2021, it seems like the tables have turned in their favor anyway, doesn't it? All right, this is a big one. This is what people really should be paying attention to. There's a thing, I swear I talked about this before, but maybe not. There's a thing, it's called is it CyberCon 2021? I want to say that it is, but anyway, listen. There is an event. So you know how Event 201 happened, right? And then a little while later, the craziness was here, right? The craziness, which is leading to the indoctrination and all this nonsense. All right, well, no, there's a new event. It's supposed to happen on July 9th. It's going to prep us for a cyber attack. So we need to be prepared because it's probably going to happen. Many people are aware of a simulation called Event 201 that preceded the pandemic. There was another simulation, however, that also predicted global catastrophe. Many readers are aware of a simulation conducted by the World Economic Forum called Event 201 that preceded the craziness pandemic. Event 201 eerily described and seemed to predict the pandemic. I wonder how that happened. What some readers may not know, however, is that the World Economic Forum conducted a similar simulation, Cyber Polygon 2020. This 2020 event is also predicted a global catastrophe. Now, Cyber Polygon 2021 is supposed to happen on July 9th. I'm just saying, what comes after that is what they're going to tell you about, right? A new cyber attack simulation, Cyber Polygon, will occur in July 2021. The World Economic Forum, Russia's Sberbank, and its cybersecurity subsidiary, Bizone, announced in February that a new cyber attack simulation would occur July 9th, 2021. The event will simulate a supply chain cyber attack, similar to the SolarWinds attack that would assess the cyber resilience of the exercise participants. Okay. Now this is from the article written by Whitney Webb and Johnny Vedmore from Event 201 to Cyber Polygon, the WEF simulation of a coming cyber pandemic. The exercise comes several months after WEF, the International Organization for Public-Private Cooperation, that counts the world's richest elite among its members, formally announced its movement for a Great Reset, which we've all talked about, which would involve the coordinated transition to a fourth industrial revolution global economy, in which human workers became increasingly irrelevant. This revolution, including its biggest proponent, WEF founder Klaus Schwab, was previously presented a major problem for WEF members and member organizations in terms of what will happen to the masses of people left unemployed by the increasing automation and digitization in the workplace. New economic systems that are digitally based and either partnered with or run by central banks are a key part of the WEF's Great Reset. And such systems would be part of the answer to controlling the masses of the recently unemployed. As others have noted, these digital monopolies, not just financial services, would allow those who control them to turn off a person's money and access to services if that individual does not comply with certain laws, mandates, and regulations. How do the event coordinators describe Cyber Polygon 2021? The newly updated event website, and you guys can go look at it, I did. Cyber Polygon 2021. Hold on, I gotta shut this door, my kids are loud. Ouch. All right, where was I? Okay, warns as the world is more interconnected and global digitalization accelerates, a single vulnerable link is enough to bring down the entire system, just like the domino effect. A secure approach to digital development today will determine the future of humanity for decades to come. What is Cyber Polygon? Cyber Polygon is a unique cybersecurity event that combines the world's largest technical training exercise for corporate teams and an online conference featuring senior officials from international organizations and leading corporations. Cyber Polygon 2021. This year's discussions during the live stream conference will center on secure development of ecosystems, with global digitalization further accelerating and people, companies, and countries becoming ever more interconnected. Security of every single element of a supply chain is key to ensuring the sustainability of the whole system. During the technical exercise, participants will hone their practical skills in mitigating a targeted supply chain attack on a corporate ecosystem in real time. Guys, this is going to happen for real. They are going to have their little, I call it event. They're going to have their event where they go over all this, they discuss what's going to happen, and then guess what? A little while later, it's going to happen for real. That's why they have these exercises. I mean, I want you guys to go check it out. Go to your search bar and type in Cyber Polygon 2021. It'll tell you all about it. It'll tell you what their plans are. The only thing it doesn't tell you is that the real thing is going to happen after they've planned it all out, right? So you guys go check that out and let me know what you guys think. If you guys know about this, if you've heard about this, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. If you guys like these kinds of videos, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I know I was away for a while. I'm going to get back to my weekly video, and you know, just hang in there with me. There's a lot to go through. There's a lot that's going on. But I love doing these videos and giving you guys this information. So please subscribe, like, share, comment, all of it. All right. Employers can require you to get indoctrinated without violating federal law. If you're heading back into the workplace for the first time since the pandemic hit, your boss can legally make you get an indoctrination. Inside Exactly Breakfast and Deli in Whitehaven, masks are still required for employees and customers. We don't know if all of our customers are going to be indoctrinated. We want to make sure that not only is our customer base is healthy and safe, but our staff is healthy and safe. Under new guidance from the Federal Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, Jackson could require her employees to get indoctrinated. Instead, she and her husband got indoctrinated first, and they're encouraging their staff to do the same. We wanted them to see us indoctrinated and no side effects in doing well. The latest federal guidance says employers can also offer incentives to get the indoctrination as long as the incentives are not coercive. Now, that takes us right back to those hospital employees, right? As long as the incentives are not coercive, like if you don't, you're fired. That's pretty coercive to me. Jackson said they're offering paid time off for employees who get the indoctrination. If they're having side effects or anything, they can still take off and we'll get them paid. University of Memphis economist, Dr. John, I'm probably going to butcher this, Nushki, said this updated guidance is a good thing, especially for businesses that interact with people for close contact services like retail, universities, and restaurants. The employers have got to protect their customers and they've got to protect their employees. So there's a two-edged sword. It may be inconvenient for new employees, but it's certainly going to be more convenient for the customers. Fox 13 reached out to the Memphis Restaurant Association about this guidance, and the president said its membership has varied opinions on the subject. Some major chains are already offering incentives. For example, McDonald's workers at the corporate headquarters and restaurants will get up to 4 hours of paid time off to go get it. Wow. 4 hours you're going to get paid for not working? That's to go shoot yourself up with some poison? Sounds great, right? But it's crazy that employers can require you to get it and it doesn't violate federal law. That seems absurd to me. All right, an 11-year-old girl has been kicked out of school after refusing to wear a mask in a hot classroom with no air conditioning. An 11-year-old girl is speaking out after being kicked out of her school for refusing to wear a face mask in her hot classroom. Today was a hard emotional day for me, she said. Today I stood my ground and I was very adamant to standing up for what's right and making it known it's not a safe environment any longer. Being in a hot classroom with no air conditioning with temperatures yesterday of 96 degrees and today was a high of 86. Masked and slaved to concentrate and do work at our desk with sweat pouring off of me, Jenna Miller said in an Instagram post, accompanied by a picture of her leaving her Saugerties, New York school. The 11-year-old student said that her hobby of riding BMX races in the hot summer makes it easier for her to deal with heat, but sitting in her hot classroom all day with a mask and no air conditioning became too much for her to take. I love the heat. I know what it's like to be in the heat. I race BMX year-round in full uniform. The only difference is I come off the track soaking wet. I'm able to drink freely. I'm able to breathe in the fresh air without a muzzle to my face. This is inhumane, Miller said. Miller likened the mask requirement to leaving a dog in a hot car, while pointing out that the school leadership has opportunities to unmask and enjoy air conditioning throughout the day. Today's the day I said to myself, I don't know if I'm going to make it through the entire school day because of the constant pressure from the teachers yelling at me to muzzle myself. Today was the day I said no. I was kicked out of school because I was not being compliant with mask orders in a poorly ventilated classroom. This is the true definition of child abuse in my eyes. You don't leave a dog in a hot car. You certainly don't control us kids being in a hot classroom in a mask over our face. All the administrators get to sit and bark orders from the air-conditioned office in businesses suits on, not masked. I don't know what statement they are trying to make for us today. Today was the day I said no more. Good for her. Good for her. We need everybody to stand up and do that. It's ridiculous. And her parents should be ashamed of themselves for sending her there like that. Okay, so New York State, good old New York, interim guidance for child care, day camp, and overnight camp programs during the craziness public health emergency. All right. This is a guidance for the kids going to camp. Oh my God, it's so crazy. So they all have to have, okay, first of all, you got to keep, that you're supposed to keep the indoctrinated kids separate from the unindoctrinated kids, right? You're supposed to make sure the unindoctrinated kids always have a mask on their face, except while swimming or eating, it says in here. Shut the door, please. I mean, it's crazy. There's 23 pages. That's how crazy it is. But you guys can go and check this out. governor.newyork.gov. Day camps detailed guidelines. You go and check that out. School board member tells graduating high schoolers to remember their jihad and brace for a world of white supremacy. A Virginia school board member warned graduating high school students that they were readying to enter a capitalist world with racism, white supremacy, and extreme versions of individualism. What a speech for graduating kids, right? Our world is overwhelmed with need. We struggle with human greed, racism, extreme versions of individualism, and capitalism. White supremacy, growing wealth gaps, disease, climate crisis, extreme poverty amidst luxury, and waste right next door. And the list goes on and on. Omish, who is the only Muslim member of the school board, gave the keynote address at the graduation for students at Justice High School in Falls Church. She was introduced by a member of the student council who noted that she had previously campaigned for Senator Bernie Sanders' bid for president and is the daughter of Issam Omish, sorry if I said that wrong, a leader and board member of the, I'm not even going to go there, Islamic Center, a mosque attended by two 9/11 hijackers and the 2009 Fort Hood shooter. Sounds like somebody I'd be wanting to take advice from, right? But this is what I'm saying. This is a school board member who's supposed to be giving a speech to these children about going out into the world, making a name for themselves, doing the right thing, doing what they have to do. And instead, this is what they're being told. White supremacy. It's bullshit. It's racist. You know what? The world is how people made it out to be. But not everybody is like that. All right. Skull and crossbone signs given to the unindoctrinated in rural India. Police in rural India have made some citizens who have not been indoctrinated against the craziness wear signs with a skull and crossbones, the universal symbol for danger, stoking anger in a country where shots are in short supply. Watching the low indoctrination rate in our district, we decided to honor the people who got indoctrinated. But then we also found a large number of people who were not indoctrinated. A subdivisional police officer posted in the Prithipur block of Newari district told Reuters on Thursday. So to teach them a lesson, encourage them to get indoctrinated, we administered an oath to get them inoculated as soon as possible. Those who were indoctrinated were given a sign with the colors of the Indian flag reading, "I am a nationalist." Those who were not indoctrinated were given a skull and crossbone sign saying, "Do not come near me. I am not indoctrinated. Please stay away from me." According to Patel and video footage from the district, some people were seen wearing the signs taped to their chest. The policy has provoked anger online, with social media users calling it an insult and stigmatizing. I wish they had a picture of it here. I can't believe they don't, but you can actually go on and see, there's pictures of there's two guys standing there being interviewed, and they got the symbols around their neck, the signs. It's just another way. If you don't obey and do what they say, they're going to make you pay, right? In one way or the other. This is the same thing. I thought there was a picture. No, they don't have a picture here either. But that's why I go, maybe they have a picture of it on this one. Oh. No, I don't know. But you can see it. But it's crazy, right? Just another thing. All right. Most parents have no idea their kids' schools are pushing insane transgender ideology. Schools are shaping students' beliefs on sex-related matters such as abortion and gender identity, and whether parents know it or not, they will soon see the results. The Heritage Foundation recently hosted National Education Survey results, Gender Identity and Life Issues in Schools, as part of a 3-part series to investigate issues American students are facing in school. On the panel list, Wall Street Journal writer Abigail Schreier discussed her findings from research in California. She concluded that parents are utterly unaware of how their children's schools teach gender identity. The extent to which children and their families have suffered from damage imposed by their school system, Schreier said, transcends political boundaries. It goes far beyond liberal and conservative. The parents I interviewed, dozens and dozens and dozens of them, are overwhelmingly politically progressive, and when they call me, almost always they end up sobbing on the phone telling me about what happened to their children, and very often their daughters. In public and private schools across the country, gender education is far more radical than parents presume, and it leaves students confused. Right? That's what I've been saying. Stop trying to confuse these kids. Let them be kids and stop trying to push your bullshit agendas on them. God didn't make mistakes. That's what they should be teaching them in schools. Rather than teaching tolerance and acceptance of others, Schreier said teachers encourage alienation from families and something much closer to child endangerment. Schreier provided the stunning example of a kindergarten class in California where teachers informed their 5- and 6-year-old students that their sex was randomly decided at birth and tell them it is now their mission to find what their gender is. They're then instructed that anyone who questions that is abusing them. And one of the parents inquires about their gender identity quest on religious grounds, Schreier said it's considered spiritual abuse. This is all done under the guise of anti-bullying, which means that child's parents cannot opt their children out. It is mandatory. She said the pretext is that in order to protect children, you need to indoctrinate the entire student population in gender confusion. The result is an explosion of young girls identifying as transgender, despite not experiencing any such feelings early in childhood, and embarking on a journey with permanent consequences. Schreier recently assembled her research in Irreversible Damage, the transgender craze seducing our daughters. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're pushing this shit on these kids so young that, and now they're being told that if your parents question you or anybody questions it, it's abuse. No. Take your personal political agendas, shove them up your ass, and stop trying to teach them to our children. You're the ones confusing and ruining these kids' lives. And then they go and I read countless stories. So what they're doing is they didn't have feelings of being the wrong sex. They never thought they were born wrong. It was put into their heads. And then they go and they get these reassignment surgeries and get all these things done, start taking these hormones and whatever. And then they regret it and feel lost and confused the rest of their life. I mean, it's so crazy. Literally, the best thing you can do is to not put your kids in school. Look at what they're learning from sex ed at 5 years old that we showed you in that cartoon to being taught that they need to figure out whether they're a boy or a girl. No, you are what God made you. That's who you are. It makes me mad that they want to go, that they do this to people. It's not right. And then, okay, PBS journalist implies that ending mask mandate is racist. During a White House press briefing, a PBS journalist suggested the ending mask mandate was racist. Yes, really. Last week, the CDC disappointed face diaper extremists by lifting restrictions on mask wearing in numerous settings. This prompted a massive backlash from those who have adopted the face covering as a kind of cult symbol, with a PBS journalist attempting to argue that not masking up will lead to the deaths of more black people. The CDC guidelines on masks is putting frontline workers and especially people of color at risk, and they're calling for the CDC to reverse that. What's the White House's stance on people of color being at risk, said the journalist. Oh my God, it makes me sick. It really does. Like, who is this lady to say, okay, these people are taking their masks off, black people are being put in danger, and in order to not be racist, you have to keep your mask on, because taking it off is racist, because you're endangering black people. Lady, I think you got a lot bigger problems that you need to be worried about. You need to work on yourself, because you're not all there. I mean, holy moly. This racist thing has gone way, way overboard. It's crazy. You are who you are. You are the color you are. You are the person you are. You are the sex you are. What is up with all this people trying to change everything? God, my God. Just be proud of who you are, lady. You could be proud to be a black lady. You know, you could be proud of your heritage instead of trashing it and, you know, being mad that you're not white. It's just crazy to me. Sorry, I didn't want to go on a rant there, but my God, I cannot take it anymore. So, I went over this I had tried to make a video like 2 weeks ago, and frames kept dropping on me and it wasn't working. I want to make sure nothing's dropped on me. Okay. It's all good now. But, so we're just going to go over this real quick. All right. What is the purpose of chemtrails and who benefits? Geoengineering is responsible for weather manipulation, sky darkening, deforestation, air pollution, and soil contamination. Okay. Weather manipulation is causing floods, droughts, earthquakes, tsunamis, violent storms, natural disasters, and freezing temperatures. Sky darkening is causing lost investments in solar power and renewable energies, vitamin D deficiency, rickets, depression, paranoia, mental illness. Deforestation is causing bee decline and other pollinators, tree decline, fungus rise, oxygen reduction, flora decline, extinction, mass animal deaths. Air pollution is causing increase of cancer, hay fever, seasonal flu, asthma, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, autism. All from air pollution. Soil contamination, which, by the way, coming down from the sky. Soil contamination, which is causing organic crop crisis, acidification of soil, aluminum oxidized soil, fauna decline, water pollution, and rivers pollution. Now, who is benefiting from weather manipulation? Disaster insurance, banking, utility companies, property developers, drought and flood resistant crop, GM, weather warfare. Who is benefiting from the sky darkening? Utility companies, pharmaceutical industry, nuclear power investors, and private healthcare. Who is benefiting from deforestation? GM agriculture, GM farming, depopulation programs. Who is benefiting from air pollution? Pharmaceutical industry, private healthcare, because it's all causing all these problems with people. Who is benefiting from the soil contamination? GM agricultural based production, aluminum resistant seeds. Okay. Chemtrails, right? It's full of poison. Recently, in January of this year, I met with a woman on Facebook who posted an alarm about the increase in visible chemtrails over the Chandler, Arizona area. As you can imagine, she got mostly mocking responses to her post. Only I and another woman gave her positive feedback as she was defending her position to others. She revealed some of her personal story, which included her personal health issues and story about her father and his professional knowledge about chemtrails as a hydrologist who worked for the Arizona Department of Environmental Equality. It's crazy. Chemtrails are geoengineered aerosol loaded with toxic chemicals. They include barium, strontium 90, aluminum, cadmium, zinc, viruses, and chaff, which looks like snow but is actually mylar fibers coated with aluminum, desiccated blood cells, plastic, and paper. The chemtrail sprays often have fungi, bacteria, viruses, desiccated red blood cells, crystalline substances, carbon, metal cations, lithium, other chemicals, heavy metals, smart dust, smart particles, nanoparticles, and God knows what else. My God, guys, they have been doing this. No wonder everybody is dying of cancer. No wonder autism is up frickin' how many percent. I mean, look at all of that it's doing. And you can't tell me. I've seen it firsthand, and I'm about to show you. I took some pictures of my sky, okay? Oh, my bad, right here. This is one picture I took. This is outside. This is what I'm seeing in my skies. Tell me you guys don't see the same thing. Look at this. Look at all this. And see, this, this right here is like a little while after it comes out. This is what happens after it's sat up there for a long time. It starts to spread out. See what I'm saying? There's an X right in the sky. This is them trying to block the sun, dimming the sun, killing the trees and the crops and poisoning everybody. Look at this one. It's nuts. Beautiful day, except all these trails in the sky. Look at that. I'm telling you, it's part of their agenda, man. Depopulation. Make everybody sick. And this is all the same day. Look at this. It's crazy. Look at how much they're spraying everywhere. I want you guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys see these in your skies? Because these are not clouds. Don't let anybody tell you that they are. This is a cloud. These are clouds. This is not. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Send me, take some pictures of your own skies so we can see them. People need to realize what is happening. It's so crazy. But yeah, I hope you guys liked today's video. I tried to get as much information in there as I could. But like I said, please, if you like it, please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I will get back onto my weekly videos. Tuesday is actually a pretty good day. Tuesday or Friday, I will put out a video. And then I also have a family video of update on what's going on with us, the chickens, everything. And I'll try to get that out. But like I said, I hope you guys like this video. Share it, comment, like it, and just try to spread the word. We got to try to keep people about as awake as we can. So that's it. Until next time, I hope you guys all stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe, stay informed, and I will see you next time. Bye.